Hey y'all, what is up? It is Beth and welcome back. Welcome to my April TBR. You guys, I know a lot of people say this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it too. How in the world is it already April? Like, it was literally January yesterday. How is it already April? Even Easter was like, I ain't got time to wait for nobody. I'm happening in March. And I remember being a child, time literally just dragged by, you know, leaving its little mucus trail behind it, you know, because I'm picturing a slug. Is it mucus? I use slug stuff on my face. Never mind. Let's not think about that because that's kind of gross. So anyway, how is it already April? I don't get it, but here we are. We're gonna do our April TBR, and I'm also gonna be truly honest with you. We're gonna wing it. We're gonna pick our TBR as the film is rolling, because as of right now, I don't really know what I'm gonna be reading in the month of April. So let's figure that out. So of course, the first thing that is going on in April is my second installment to my bookshelf ultimatum. I have not drawn the 5 books yet for that. I will start that April 1st. So add 5 books to the TBR, but I just don't know what they are. Okay, so there's our first 5. Then the only book that I truly know that I will be reading in April is my book club pick. I do host a little small book club over on Fable called Cereal and Milk. It is essentially a book club where we read books that feature fictional serial killers. So April's pick for that is The Chestnut Man. This has been on my shelves for quite some time now, and somebody mentioned that they would really love to buddy read this with me, and I was like, well, it features a serial killer and we buddy read over on Fable. So here we go. We're adding it to the list, and now we're reading it in April. First off, I believe this is Nordic Noir, and if you didn't know, if you didn't know, Nordic Noir, their thrillers, they hit different. You know why? Because they're dark. They're dark and they're delicious. Don't come at me and be like, Beth, dark things aren't supposed to be delicious. You get it, okay? Do you get it? Probably not. But I really love a good dark thriller. I like crime scenes. I like blood. I like when somebody's being murdered. No, I don't. Jesus, this is gonna be... Okay, so this is The Chestnut Man, and all I know about this is there's a serial killer, and essentially his calling card is leaving these little chestnut mans, these little dolly dolls at the crime scenes. And I want to say that somebody important, his daughter, had been kidnapped years ago. Whoa. So it says, a fingerprint belonging to a young girl, a government minister's daughter who has been kidnapped and murdered a year ago, was found on one of these little chestnut men's. So it also says gruesome right there. I'm telling you, it's a detective book. I love those. If you didn't know, I love those. To save innocent lives, a pair of detectives must put aside their differences to piece together the Chestnut Man's gruesome clues, because it's clear that the madman is on a mission that is far from over, and no one is safe. And let me tell you what, my favorite type of thriller is the detective thriller. And you know why? You know why? Because they're dark. Yeah, they're dark. We've had this discussion just a second ago, but it's not dealing with like family drama, cheating husband drama, next door neighbor rich bitch drama. It's dealing with a man going around literally slicing and dicing, babe, leaving dead bodies for people to find. Like, that is the juicy stuff. Anyway, The Chestnut Man, that's the pick for Cereal and Milk, my book club for April. So link below. Okay, so speaking of thrillers, I did ask over on my Instagram in the stories, which you should totally follow me over there. I'm super active. If not like in feed, I am definitely 100% super active in stories. A little overly active, if you will. Anyway, I asked in my stories what types of reading vlogs would you guys be interested in. The most requested one was a thriller themed reading vlog. Underhyped thrillers, or thrillers that aren't, you know, super popular. I guess that's the same thing. So I'm gonna do that in the month of April. The only thing is I haven't picked out those thrillers yet. And if you didn't know, this wall behind me is nothing but thrillers and like a little bit of extra stuff, but mostly it's thrillers. So let's go ahead and pick out some thrillers for that reading vlog. Okay, so I see a thriller here that I don't see a lot of people talk about on BookTube or in the book community. However, there is a movie, okay? So it's not super underhyped. It probably was popular once in its life, but that is Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. Ew, who thought these types of pages were a good idea? Let me know so I can punch you in the throat. I don't really know what it's about, but it's probably going to be one of those like drama-filled cheating husband or cheating wife types of thrillers, but we're going to give it a go. I'm bringing you down here. Down here to the bottom, I typically keep a lot of my like non-popular thrillers at the bottom, I guess, sometimes, or thrillers that I have read, like these two or this one that I just didn't really care for. They just tend to trickle their way down to the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and add this one here to the list. Now, I do think this is part of a series, if I'm not mistaken. However, I also do think you can read this as a standalone. He just released a new book that I really want to read, but I have this one on my shelf, so I should probably read this one first. And can we just take a look at that? Yeah. Okay, and I think I'm gonna go with a good marriage or friends like these. A good marriage or friends like, we're gonna go with a friends like these. I don't think I read a book by this author, Kimberly McCreight. I mean, maybe she's talked about here and there, but she's definitely not on like the list of Ruth Ware, Riley Sager, Lisa Jewell, you know, those kind of thriller authors. So I'm still calling her underrated, underhyped, whatever. In this twisty literary thriller from New York Times bestselling author Kimberly McCreight, a group of college friends haunted by the past gather at a glamorous weekend home for a desperate intervention. A reunion marked by lies, betrayal, and murder. Okay, so it looks like I will be doing a reading vlog featuring these 3 thrillers. I feel like they are very aesthetically pleasing together. I don't know. I feel like they're all a little bit different as well. I feel like this is more of like a husband-wife type thriller, a serial killer thriller, and then a friend group thriller. So excited about this. Okay, so you know what else is going down in the month of April? I am starting a readathon, a 24-hour readathon that is called Boop on the Hour. It lasts for 4 days, and I know what you're thinking, Beth, 24 hours, 4 days, it's the math's not mathing. Listen, okay? I have always wanted to do a 24-hour readathon. I would love to stay up all night and just read nonstop for 24 hours and finish 17 books and do all, but I can't. You know why? Because I have kids. I have a husband. I have things to do, mouths to feed, kids to bathe, houses to clean, or house. I have one house to clean, whatever. I have things that I have to do. And I know a lot of people are in the same boat. If you don't have kids, you might have a job, you might have school, you might have this, that, and the other. And so a 24-hour non-stop readathon is really hard, if not impossible to do. So I wanted to do the timer method. If you've watched 24-hour readathons on BookTube, a lot of people do the timer method, okay? So it's not a new thing, I didn't invent it. However, I do want to make it into a little readathon that we can all come together, go to the Discord, read together, have a buddy read, this, that, and the other. Yeah, you get it. If you don't know what a 24-hour timed readathon is, let me tell you. You're gonna take your little phone, you're gonna open up the stopwatch or the timer. I like to do the stopwatch method, okay? So you open up your little stopwatch here, and every time you pick up a book to read, you start it. And then, you know, your kids are hungry, so you pause it. You go feed your kids, do your thing. Then when it's time to read again, you come and you start it again. But don't clear it out. You keep the same stopwatch going. And then when it officially hits 24 hours of reading, that's it. You won the game. And it sounds so silly, but it's gonna be so fun, okay? It's gonna be so fun, and here's why. I've created a Discord, and in this Discord, we're gonna have a buddy read every round that you vote on, and voting is live right now. I'll close it in a week, and we'll choose the actual book. Now, because this is not a genre-based readathon, the buddy reads could be a thriller, it could be a horror, it could be a romance, it could be a fantasy, it could be whatever we pick or whatever. So there is going to be 3 books for you to choose from for the buddy read. And when I say buddy read, in the Discord, there's going to be like channels that we chat about the particular book. There is other channels in there where you can ask for book recommendations, you can share your books, you can share what you've read so far, we can just chat about whatever we want to chat about, things like that in there. I will also be doing 2 rounds of reading sprints during the readathon, probably one on Thursday night to get things kicked off, and then probably get again on Saturday because it is going to run from a Thursday to a Sunday. I'm also going to be putting together some templates that you can use over on Instagram to show like your TBR, your completed books, a little progress tracker situation, things like that. I will post those in the Discord and also on my Instagram so you can use them in either location. Those will be up in the next few days, and it's just going to be a fun time. There's also shirts if you would like one. I drew this myself. So this takes place again for 4 days, starting on April the 25th. I'll leave all the information down in the description box below. It is a non-genre based readathon. There are no prompts, so you can read whatever it is you want to read. You can read physical books, ebooks, audiobooks, whatever. It's a judgment-free zone. So yeah, check down in the description box for more information. I don't have my TBR per se ready to go for this. I do know that I will be reading whatever buddy read wins, and then I'll probably just kind of mood read from there, see what I'm really in the mood for. Because it's a 24-hour readathon, I don't want to force myself to read something that I'm not in the mood for at the time. Now, after that, so with the stack of books that I already have, the books for the readathon, after that, I kind of want to jump back into the Sarah J. Maas universe, okay? So finish up the month, if I can, with 1 or 2 books from her universe. Now listen here, I have read the first 3 books of the Throne of Glass series, but I read those as they were releasing, like, I don't know, 8 to 10 years ago. I don't remember anything from them. So I do want to reread all of those and finish that series before the end of the year. And then I also have read the first 2 in the ACOTAR series, but again, many years ago. I do need to reread those so I can continue on. So I might do like read and annotate with me vlogs. If you're interested in that, let me know, because I do love to annotate books. I have been getting those in paperback so that I can go ham, and just because I have annotated in hardback books, but it's just more comfortable for me to just go ham, break a spine, highlight, dog ear, whatever. I don't care. They're my books, and it's a way of journaling. And it's also, I was thinking about this the other day, and I shared this on my Instagram, so sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I have a few annotated books, and most of the time they're my favorite books that I go back and annotate. And I was looking through my copy of Happy Place, really quick, which I also kind of want to go back and annotate her other books, because this is the only one by Emily Henry that I have annotated. But I was just looking through my copy of Happy Place and just seeing all of the things that I highlighted and wrote in here. So my mom passed away many years ago, but how cool would it be to have a book by her? Like, I would give anything to have a book by her, her favorite book, or just a random book, I wouldn't care, to have her annotations in it, because it would feel like I was reading with her. And I am very big on creating memories for my kids and creating heirlooms and hand-me-downs and whatnot. Like, I have been making blankets, and I have a bunch of cross-stitch projects that are like specifically for them, some scrapbooks, some recipe books with like my handwritten recipes in them, just a bunch of things that they can have, you know, when I'm old and gray and they're having their own lives and families and stuff. And I know it might be silly because this isn't like Pride and Prejudice or Wuthering Heights or 1984. It is Happy Place by Emily Henry. But, you know, if something ever were to happen to me, at least they have like my daughter can read this book when she's older and kind of feel like I was reading it with her. I don't know, it sounds so silly, but after thinking about that yesterday, I was like, now I'm really, really in the mood to annotate things. I even have my little annotating kit right here ready to go. So I've been really thinking about doing some read and annotate with me videos. Let me know if you would be interested in that. Vlog style, not ASMR style. Like, I'll vlog about the book, talk about the book, but also annotate and kind of show you what I'm doing. you know, share my annotations. I don't know. Let me know if you're into that. Let me know. If I do that, I'll probably start with ACOTAR and then we'll just go from there. So you guys, I remember reading A Court of Thorns and Roses back when that was literally the only book out in that series, and it was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. We had no idea that Tamlin was not like the man, you know what I mean? Like, we thought that he was like it. Imagine. Hope you don't mind. That is it. That is my April TBR. Don't forget to check the description box below. I have tons of links down there. Links to my other socials, links to the readathon, links to annotation supplies if you're into that kind of thing. Just links and stuff, little fun things. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!